3, 4. Good morning, family. How are you? We're so honored to be with you. I'm anchored in the solid rock of truth. I have unshakable faith. Yes, I do. Unshakable faith. My faith is stronger than my fear. I have unshakable faith. Unshakable faith. Small as a mustard seed. My faith can move mountains. Belief in possibilities moves me beyond what I can see. I'm anchored in the solid rock of truth. I have unshakable faith. Unshakable faith. My faith is stronger than my fear. I have unshakable faith. Unshakable faith. I stand on what I know, and I lean on what I know. I rest in what I know, that my life is in your hands. I'm anchored in the solid rock of truth. I have unshakable faith. Unshakable faith. My faith is stronger than my fear. I have unshakable faith. Unshakable faith. The small as a mustard seed. My faith can move mountains. Belief in possibilities moves me beyond what I can see. I'm anchored in the solid rock of truth. Amen. I have unshakable faith. Unshakable faith. My faith is stronger than my fear. I have unshakable faith. Unshakable. Join me. I have unshakable faith. I'm counting on you. Unshakable faith. I have unshakable faith. Where's your faith this morning? You can grow with me. I have unshakable faith. Unshakable faith. I want to have unshakable faith. It's okay wherever you are with your faith this morning. We welcome you. Unshakable faith. Unshakable faith. I have unshakable faith. Unshakable faith. I stand on what I know. Amen. I lean on what I know, and I rest in what I know, that my life is in good hands. Amen. I'm anchored in the solid rock of truth. I have unshakable faith. Unshakable faith. My faith is stronger than my fear. I have unshakable faith. Unshakable faith. 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 Yes, indeed. Good job, everyone in the house. Good morning. Good to see you. Good to be with you. And it's so good to see you at home. I feel you. Feel your energy. I'm Penelope Williams, and with me is Fuji Fujimoto. It's good to have you here, Fuji. It's good to be a team with you these many years. And I also want to give deep gratitude to our media team. They do an amazing job making this happen for us and for you. Yeah, so rich, so rich. There is more than enough in a universe that you created. There is more than enough on a planet of sacred design. There is more than enough for humanity made in your image. Why would I worry? Why would I doubt? Why would I ever think I'd go without? Why would I worry? Why would I doubt? Why would I ever think I'd go without? Your infinite love made me, made everything I see, and all that will ever be is your infinite love. Let my soul know the truth, whatever I choose to do. Your infinite love will prove more than enough. There is more than enough in a universe that you created. There is more than enough on a planet of sacred design. There is more than enough for humanity made in your image. Why would I worry? Why would I doubt? Why would I ever think I'd go without? Why would I worry? Why would I doubt? Why would I ever think I'd go without? Your infinite love made me, made everything I see, and all that will ever be is your infinite love. Let my soul know the truth, whatever I choose to do. Your infinite love will prove more than enough, more than enough, more than enough. I just love that song so much. That's from Daniel Nahmod. Also from Daniel's catalog is this beautiful song. Take it a little deeper. Yes, I am here to love. Yes, I am here to serve. Yes, I am here to be the love of God. Yes, to love. Yes, I am here to serve, here to serve. Yes, I am here to be the love of God, here to be the love of God, my God. And I know forevermore that yes, I know forevermore that I am loved. Yes, I am here to learn, here to learn. Yes, I am here to live, here to live. Yes, I am here to be the love of God. Join me. I'm here to learn. I am here to learn. Yes, I am here to live, here to live. Yes, I am here to be the love We invite you to stand if it feels comfortable to do so and join us in our opening song written just for us. There is a space in my heart where I can find the truth. I find me in you, a truth beyond what you may see now. When we are one, we bring more good about. No matter who or what you call yourself or where you come from, yes. There is a place in this world with open arms right now. Welcome to love, welcome to peace, welcome to our community. Be who you are, let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. See with new eyes, allow and unfold, embrace and let go. Trust the flow. There's a freedom and love when you follow your heart. Together we are stronger than we can ever be apart. No matter who or what you call yourself or where you come from, yes, yeah. There is a place in this world with open arms right now. Woo, yeah. Welcome to love, welcome to peace, welcome to our community. Amen. Be who you are, let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. Breathe in and out. Slowly feel all that's around you. All that you feel, all that you know. Let it go. Welcome to love, welcome to peace, welcome to our community. Be who you are, let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. You are welcome here. Love is welcome here. Peace is welcome here. Doesn't it feel good to know you are welcome here? Give yourself a round of applause. And at home, welcome, welcome, everyone. Please be seated. Thank you.
Well, good morning, SLCA. Welcome. My name is Avon Drummond. I am practitioner, staff minister, a member of the Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta. We are a center that educates and engages the seeker on their spiritual path. And as a member of the global movement of Centers for Spiritual Living, our mission is to provide spiritual tools for the personal and global transformation. Our purpose is to awaken humanity into its spiritual magnificence, and our vision is to create a world that works for everyone. We are so grateful for your presence here today. And if you would just humor me and stand again, I would like for you to participate in the call to service. And all those of you listening on TV, please go ahead and follow along, please. As I say these words, please repeat. How I choose to think creates my personal experience. Therefore, I choose to think affirmatively. I choose to speak affirmatively. I choose to live affirmatively. Not only is this my right, It is my responsibility as a conscious being. I allow myself to be guided, used, and available for the reawakening of everyone's magnificence. The moment is now, and I say yes. And together we say, and so it is.
Hello, I'm Reverend Dr. Lisa Heilig, Executive Director of Toco Hills Community Alliance. And I wanted to come to you today to offer words of gratitude, immense gratitude, to Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta for all of the amazing ways that you support us in our work. Thank you for your participation in the Hunger Walk that helps to fund us to be able to provide food throughout the year. Thank you for your monthly food drives that keep us going and allow us to provide even more food. Thank you for all of your wonderful volunteers who come and spend time with us and help us to actually provide the services. And most of all, thank you for all of your support, for all of your love, for all of the positive energy and prayers that you send our way. We can feel them all. We need them all. Because of support like yours, we are able to provide food and clothes, yes, but not just food and clothes. It's not just about food and clothes here. We're able to do that and share with hundreds of families weekly, but it's also about providing compassion and hope. And it's about creating and sustaining welcoming and hospitable community. You, because of what you've done to support us, you have made it happen, and we could not do it without your partnership. So once again, thank you so much for all of your support. Thank you because of what you're doing and for doing your part. You are indeed helping us to create a world that works for all of us. Thank you so much.
Good morning, SLCA. Good morning. Hello, I am Burnett Sherman, and I'm a member of the Creative Arts team at SLCA. I want to welcome everyone that is here for the first time. Whether it is your first time, you are watching from home, or you are a member, SLCA is where you belong. I wanted to tell you about some exciting opportunities to connect, grow, serve, and give at our center. For more information about today's announcements, as well as to find the full list of events and opportunities, please take a moment to scan the QR code, which is found on the back of the seat in front of you, or on the tables around the sanctuary. We would like to thank each of you that faithfully give to SLCA. Have helped our center tremendously. To find out how to give, visit our digital program or our website, slca.com/donations. You may also text your gift to 404-800-9467. We will do our grateful giving later in the service. Practitioner and SLCA board member Baji Daniels will be hosting Tai Chi and a walk in the park at 1 p.m. on Sunday, September 26th. Please consider joining us for an introduction to Tai Chi and an opportunity to connect with our community. We will meet at Mason Mill Park, which is less than 10 minutes away from the center. Please register on Breeze so we can know how many of you to expect. Reverend Dr. David Alexander is back with another exciting opportunity to grow. Beginning September 27th, we will offer 5 pillars of a spiritual life, both in person at the center and via Zoom. No excuses. If you find yourself stuck in the same routine and longing for something new and something more, then this is the class for you. Reverend David will guide you through the 6-week journey where you will be offered manageable options for you to be able to begin incorporating powerful spiritual practice into your routine. SLCA Writers Club is back and is being facilitated by Kathy Ellis, who you will hear from later. This is a perfect time to connect with other writers and grow your creativity. This opportunity will resume September 30th and be offered on a monthly basis. Reverend Susan Zoller is bringing back Living the Science of Mind every Wednesday starting at 7 p.m. Whether you have been in this teaching for years or you are just beginning your journey, this gathering is for you as we grow together by applying the teaching to our daily living. This opportunity will be offered both in person, in the center, and via Zoom. Again, no excuses. SLCA practitioner Catherine Wheelis, along with her husband Doug Daniels, will be hosting a Celebration of Lives gathering on October 23rd at their property in Douglasville. This past year has brought many challenges, and we know that we are stronger together. So join us for food, fellowship, and an opportunity to connect with nature as we celebrate loved ones, pets, and friendships. To register for each of these opportunities, please visit our website at slca.com or scan the QR code in the lobby after service. The New Thoughts podcast with Reverend Dr. David Alexander, previously scheduled for this afternoon today, after service has been postponed until a later date. Practitioners are available this morning for prayer after service, both in person and online chat. If you wish to receive treatment, our online practitioners will provide their email so you can connect with them and arrange a time. For in-person treatment, our practitioners will be found after service on both sides and at the back of the room. Thank you again for joining us. We love you and you're welcome. Thank you.
All right, let's take this time to do an affirmative prayer. Go ahead and get yourself comfortable. Close your eyes. I'm going to close my eyes. And as I say these words, please take them for yourself because I'm going to be speaking in the first person. So take 2 deep breaths. I know that there is only one power that is in me. It's the essence of me. It's the knowing of me. It is all of me. And I know as I ponder upon this knowing that this power is one with me. It is love. It is wisdom. It is peace. It is prosperity. It is well-being. It is all good of all life. And as I realize this, I know that every essence of my being, every particle, every wave is energized with this knowing. As I observe my world, I know that my world is a reflection of what is in me. And so I claim this knowing of love and peace and harmony and beauty, even though sometimes when I look out into the world, it doesn't seem like that. But I affirm that because it's in me and because there's only one life, that this life is infused with the love and the power and the well-being of all of God. And so when I look out, I know that I can start from this place, this knowing, this wave, this particle, because as I look out into my world, I am energizing all of that into everything that I see. I am grateful for this. I'm grateful for this knowing. I'm grateful for who I am, and I'm grateful for my life. I take these words and I plant them into me. And I say thank you. And as I release them into the universe, into the law, because it knows what to do, because it knows my intention, again I say thank you and I release it. And if you agree with me today, if these words resonate with you, if you can look out into the world and energize what you know is the truth of your being, then say with me together, and so it is. Thank you.
With every prayer, I breathe the heart of God. I breathe the love of God through me. Sing with me. With every prayer, I breathe the heart of God. I breathe the love of God through me. As I open and I know right here and now, I create a world where wonders never cease. With every prayer, I breathe the heart of God. I breathe the love of God through me. Please welcome Kathy Ellis.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Again, my name is Kathy Ellis, and I assist in facilitating the Spiritual Living Center's writing group. And we want to invite you. It's a once-a-month writing, usually on a Thursday. We have 4 dates, and you can find them on the website to register for the link. We have open exchanges of open mic thoughts, writing approaches, soft critiques, and laughter, and an appreciation of your poetry and prose. Listeners are welcome. If you just want to come in and listen, I think that's a great idea. So I'm going to go ahead, and I've got 2 poems that I'm going to read. And as the English poet said, William Wordsworth, fill your paper with the breathings of your heart. Isn't that just wonderful? So this is the breathing of my heart. It's called Names Carry On. Untold memories exude from the simple stone that rests atop the gravestone. The Indian Mission Cemetery haunts and echoes of years gone. Crescent moon, sun rays, raindrops under white-blue clouds, painted on weather-worn crosses. The buried lie witness to silver lakes of bass, deer herds, laces of lichen and velvet moss. Ojibwa hearts carry on. Chief Blue Cloud, Baby Nedwash, Hole in the Sky, John, Michigan, unknown. Drafts in the remote cemetery move deliberate and free. The dream catcher fluttering from the nearby tree reaches for dreams. Small flakes upright in the deep humus wave to war heroes from those proclaimed forests of long ago chants and broken arrows. A stone is not just a stone when the blood of a nation holds fast to its fading past. The second poem, my last poem, is kind of a prayer. It's called Divine Gratitude. The sense of gratitude opens heart, mind, breath, and eyes. Behold the showers of grace. As natural as gliding wings, the divine grants our world completeness. The bounty of blessings expands in our open hands, ever so abundant, ever so magnetic. The morning light smiles. Moonlight offers a renewed rest. Starlight tenders a nest for a child. Embrace us with your eternal light. Thank you.
Hey, good morning, SLCA family. David Alexander here, and I am so excited. Hey, by the way, remember this set? Remember all of our early days of COVID doing the messages from right here at my home office? Well, we're not doing that today. Today, you've got Reverend Susan Zoller, and I'm so excited to introduce to you today today's topic, Rocky Road. And what could be better on a Sunday morning? It's Sunday, so why not grab a bowl of your favorite ice cream and dig in to hear this powerful message about Rocky Road. What? It's not Rocky Road? The ice cream? It's not the ice cream. It's when the road gets rocky. I knew that. I'm just gonna put this down. So anyway, today's great message is going to be about when the road gets rocky. And I just wanted to spend a few moments with you and let you know that I do know something about that, but I'm glad that Reverend Susan is going to be sharing with you today. I've been on a bit of a rocky road the last couple of weeks, from the death of my grandmother, 98 years old, to my traveling out there and members of my family having a number of travel hiccups along the way to get to the memorial, to losing great mentor and friend, Bishop John Shelby Spong, Uncle Jack. He was a personal friend and dear mentor to me. A great a great light lost in this world. So many great memories of him that I hope to share with you in coming Sundays, and a number of other things. And when I got back from that trip, kind of exhausted, I had thrown out my sciatic nerve on my right hip prior to the trip, and so parts of the traveling were very painful. And after all of that had kind of settled out, I got home and we discovered that a member of our family here has been exposed to COVID. So out of an abundance of caution, I'm not there this morning, quarantining with the rest of the family, and I won't return until I've got a negative test and everything is clear. I have my vaccine and all of that as well, but we just want to take that extra caution to make sure we're not asymptomatic carriers. Right now, everybody in the family is asymptomatic, and we pray that it continues to stay that way. And just know that when you're with us in person on Sunday mornings, we're doing our absolute best to ensure your safety and invite you to do the same and make the best choices for you and your family during this time. It's been a challenging year and a half, and we still have some way to go, but that is why we belong together as spiritual family, and we're in this together. So thank you so much for your attention this morning. Enjoy an amazing message. I'm there in the chat this morning as well, watching online, so be sure to say hi, and we'll see you real soon. Peace and blessings.
I think you just gave my talk. Good morning. A gracious and glorious good morning to you. In Hawaii, they say the morning, no matter what the weather, comes in right here, and it's always beautiful, and I believe that. I want to acknowledge our music team, all the volunteers, everyone who puts this together, and thank you to Reverend Avon. What beautiful, beautiful prayer. Please remember her words as I speak today, and let them integrate with what I have to say. Busted flat in Baton Rouge, waiting for a train. When I was feeling near as faded as my jeans, Bobby thumbed a diesel down just before it rained, and it rode us all the way to New Orleans. I pulled my harpoon out of my dirty red bandana. I was playing soft while Bobby sang the blues. Windshield wipers slapping time. I was holding Bobby's hand in mine. We sang every song that driver knew. Be glad I'm not singing. Freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. Nothing. It ain't nothing, honey, if it ain't free. And feeling good was easy, Lord, when he sang the blues. And you know, feeling good was good enough for me and my Bobby McGee. From the Kentucky coal mines to the California sun. Yeah, Bobby shared the secrets of my soul. Through all kinds of weather, through everything we done. Yeah, Bobby baby kept me from the cold. One day near Salinas, I let him slip away. He's looking for that home, and I hope he finds it. Well, I'd trade all my tomorrows for one single yesterday to be holding Bobby's body next to mine. Because freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose, and nothing. That's all that Bobby left me. But feeling good was easy. Lord knows when he sang the blues, and feeling good was good enough for me. Lord God, you just got to love you some rockin' blues, don't you? Especially when they sung by Janis Joplin herself. Well, okay, you don't have to love it, but I sure do. And it speaks to you, or at least it speaks to me in so many ways. And of course, it had to include New Orleans. It was a huge hit in Louisiana, and I am totally convinced that you had to recite the entire thing in order to get your driver's license. But wait, maybe that was the latest LSU football score. Both were just about equal. Now, the story of the song Bobby McGee is very interesting. Janis Joplin did indeed record it just weeks before her death in 1970, and it became a #1 hit posthumously. Now, there's only one other song that did that, and it was Sitting on the Dock of the Bay by Otis Redding. Another great song. Well, this song was written by Fred Foster and Chris Christopherson, and it was falsely rumored Christopherson to Joplin. You know, the actual story behind the entire song and what it's about is very interesting, and I'll let you read that for yourself. But far from being busted flat, Chris Christopherson is an amazing man. He was a Rhodes Scholar. He was an Army helicopter pilot, a singer, a songwriter, and a film actor, among other things. That's just part of his CV. And it actually turns out that Christopherson had sung this song for Janis Joplin, and singer Bob Newworth actually taught it to her. But Christopherson never knew that she recorded it until it came out after her death on the album Pearl. Very interesting. And you may be thinking to yourself, oh, Susan, that's just lovely, but if you want to have Rock and Roll History Day, this is church with a capital C. Now, you just go get yourself a blog or a flog or whatever else, but this is church. You know, I am here indeed to tell you that this is church, but it's so much more, and that Bobby McGee has a lot to teach us. And if you don't think science of mind, what we teach you, if you don't think your life is spiritual rock and roll, then you don't understand what we're teaching. So what do we teach here? We teach that science of mind is a combination of spiritual, scientific and psychological principles. It's a collection of the spiritual principles that, however stated, are found in the world's many religions. Now, first and foremost, we believe that there is one creative intelligence called by many names that has created all that was, is, and ever is going to be. We call it maybe God, Spirit, One Mind, Allah, whatever, Atman. But this intelligence is all there is. We walk and live and have our being within it. There's nothing without it or outside of it. And you and I are individualizations of this intelligence. Absolutely. We're part of it, but not all of it. We exist within this mind. We're always surrounded by it, and we are animated by it. And this intelligence, I'll just give you a couple of more thoughts here. This intelligence takes the impress of our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs and returns them as the circumstances of our lives. And it does so without evaluation. Changing our thoughts change what gets into that creative mind. that receptive energy field, and therefore it changes its responses to us through the circumstances of our lives. So therefore, we are co-creators of the circumstances of our lives. We're not controlling anything, we're directing it. And it happens automatically, and it's independent of our personal beliefs. I said that last week, I say it again because I think that is so important to understand. It is the foundation of what we believe here. Now, Bobby McGee and I will now expound, explain, and elaborate further. I grew up in Baton Rouge. It's a very conservative town that I found in so many ways very stifling. I did. I started looking out to get out at about 5 years old when I was up in New York, and I was at my aunt's, and I said to Esther, my aunt, look, I don't want anything to happen to my parents, but if something does, can I come live here? 5 years old, I said this. I didn't remember it. They told me what I said, you know. I was waiting for a train indeed, and I would have been delighted to take one to New Orleans because New Orleans was a den of iniquity, and I couldn't wait to go there and did so every possible opportunity. Now, something within us knows, and it knows that it knows. Something within us that knows and knows that it knows. There are just things that each and every one of us have known. There was no doubt. There was no wavering. We just knew. Stop and think for a minute of something you just knew. Really. I bet there was no convincing because that part of us that knows and knows that it knows is absolute. Absolute. Now, we all have this whether we're aware of it or not, and we transmit our beliefs all the time, and Spirit's always responding. Think of that which you just always knew, and didn't it come true in your life, in your experience, and couldn't you see it in the world around you? Now, since I was a small child, I had a vision of a bigger life, of expanded possibilities. I could not have explained it in that way. 5-year-olds don't think in those terms, or I didn't. And while it didn't necessarily happen in my childhood, although I did go to New York as an early childhood, and thank heavens it didn't automatically just pop up, because I don't know at 5 years old how I would have coped with living in New York, but I did create a bigger life. I remember one time that my dad, who worked at a chemical plant in Baton Rouge, his company sent a newsletter home, and in it there was a picture of a plant, a chemical plant in Thessaloniki, Greece. And I looked at that and said, we need to go there. When I was 14, on December 26th, we moved to Greece. Spirit's always responding. I just knew. You just know things too. We can know something greater. But you know, responding to good ideas as well as not so good ideas, Spirit does that too. And like Christopherson's singer, I thought I needed a lot of approval to be okay, to be acceptable. If you listen to Bobby McGee, she's a little needy. She is. You know, my belief I needed that kind of validation was an expensive one. And yet we hear Janis Joplin also saying how she sang to that driver every song they knew. She gave back because we know that to get, we need to give. We don't give to get, but that's how it works. Now, I don't think that the Janis in that song was feeling free at all. Having nothing to lose is not freedom, it is poverty. It is poverty, whether it's financial, physical, emotional, spiritual, whatever. And freedom is not free. I'm going to say that again. Freedom is not free. We have to pay for it. We have to choose to use our freedom to create, or it's going to happen willy-nilly, circumstantial. So if we want to have the life we want, we have to direct this immense spiritual power. We have to consciously choose what we want, knowing that we are already complete, that we are whole and perfect. We are children of the Most High, and it is God's great pleasure to give us the kingdom, as it is written. Yes, it is. That changes the whole ballpark when we understand that. But believing that Bobby made her life worth living, made somewhat of a god out of Bobby, because what makes life worth living, truly, if we understand spiritual principles, is spirit, that animating force. If you want to make someone a god, you can. Spirit's only going to say what? My favorite biblical phrase, yea and verily, which means, yeah, okay, times 100. Infinite mind just expresses through receiving our thoughts and the vibratory patterns that we give off. Creation results from our consciousness. It comes out of here, I was told, our consciousness. And the contents of our consciousness, our entire way of understanding and awareness, the contents of that are up to us. There may be things we have subconsciously absorbed, but we can change those. There's nothing that is unchangeable. In fact, that's the nature of this universe, that things are always changing. Spirit doesn't care what we choose. And unfortunately, there is no instant messaging. There is no text that pops up and says, not a good idea. How I wish that had happened, Let's face it, if you wanted Bobby, whatever Bobby is to you, so very much as with anything we think we just capital H have to, capital H have in life, we probably would pay no attention if the divine text came in as in, this is not going to end well. Really, probably would pay no attention because I've already chosen something that is so much more important. And what does Spirit say? Okay, so be it. Life was easy with Bobby. Bobby kept her from the cold. And she let him slip away. If only she had looked better or behaved better or was more talented, or if only you or I had done whatever. Having Bobby was so important that she, that I, that you would sometimes trade all our tomorrows for a single yesterday to have that Bobby back. Have you ever been there? No, I know it's just me, so it's okay. Really, I feel that way quite frequently. But the ability to have a fulfilling life depends on our state of being. It does. And thank heavens we don't get what we want at the moment we want it. We might be very ill-equipped to accept it if we got it. There may be things we have to shift in our lives to be an energetic match with what we want to have. And it can feel rocky when you're not getting what you want, if it doesn't look the way you want, if it seems like everywhere you turn there's an obstacle. But something? It doesn't have to be that way. Desiring to be an athlete, for example, does not equate to watching TV, gaming 6 hours a day, and sitting around eating snacks. It's not the consciousness of an athlete. There's nothing wrong with doing that if that's what you want to do. You might say, okay, I prayed about it, but what do I have to do to match up to my desire? I don't know what to do. And I want to ask you, if change is uncomfortable to get where you want to be, do you give up? Do I? Yes, I have. When things got uncomfortable, did I stop and settle for something less? Yes, I did. Did I always want what I really thought I wanted? No, I did not. And perhaps you found that out too. There are people who are achieving things all over the world every day that some of us also want to achieve. How come they do it and we don't? Is our road rockier? No, for some reason, they are more in a line. I can't tell you about their personality, but they are more in line with what they are choosing to create, or they wouldn't be creating it. For example, did you ever find your stated goal clashed with your secondary goal? You know, I want to be an athlete. But when the opportunity to energetically become a match to that, when we state what we want and the universe receives it, did discomfort settle in? Was it not fun? Did it have to require something of you? Did we choose short-term goals over long-term desires? Did we just go for satiation in the moment and not what we believe we truly want? Then we don't truly want that, do we? That came to me big time, right in my face. You know, when the opportunity feels like a challenge, do we just default into a comfortable situation, a comfortable slide right in old behavior, a way of thinking? That can be sabotage. Or, as I said last week, that can just be information to show us what to shift. So rather than getting down on ourselves when things don't seem too good, you and I, can we recognize simply that we defaulted? That's the first big thing. I defaulted. Now, some of you, it may be whatever you default to. You know what yours is. Mine was chocolate, and is. You know, and I'd rather have short-term satiation sometimes than go through the discomfort of changing behaviors. Chocolate has caffeine. It has all kind of chemicals that make you feel good. That's why people eat it. Plus, it tastes good. You know, do I really want what I say I want? Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. Maybe watching TV and going on a Twinkie binge is more important than anything else. It can be. Depends on what we choose. Because it is a choice. It actually is. If feeling good is good only when you have your Bobby, is it good enough for you? Really? Is it good enough? Is having Bobby all you want? Do you think your life can be as good and even better and greater than just experiencing the Bobby McGee's of this world? Whatever that experience is. Why am I not enough for myself? We have to look at that because we are divine children of the Most High. I bet you wouldn't come into this auditorium and deface it, and yet how many times day to day do we deface ourselves? Do we denigrate ourselves by thinking ourselves unworthy, not good enough, lacking in some way? So you may look at yourself, you may look at me and say, oh, Susan, I recognize I defaulted into an old pattern, but I don't know how to change. Maybe it's as big as an addiction or a pattern of abuse. It can feel impossible to get out of some of those things. It can feel that. But please know this, there is no alcohol, there are no drugs, there is no sex, or there is no relationship ever that is bigger than God. I'm going to say it again because that's important. Not one thing in this world, whatever it is bigger than the divine. Let us remember that when we start picking something to be our next Bobby. It may feel like that we don't know how to shift these things, but something within us does. Something within us does. That something is that knowing. That knowing that we know and we know that we know. We may have to clear off some old conditioning to get there. We may have to get quiet. We may have to go through some things till we finally get fed up of being fed up, to listen to that still, quiet voice. And then that something can come to the forefront of our consciousness. And we can know what to do. We don't have to have all the answers, and that's important. We don't have to have all the answers. Spirit makes the way possible. Not always easy, but possible. Ken Schultz, who started this church, had been an alcoholic, and he prayed about it, and he said that it didn't become easy, but what had been impossible for him became possible. He was a great teacher in this movement. And knowing that it's possible to be and do what you desire, let me say this, don't think it, know it. If you have to program your brain over and over and over again, it's better than the alternative of staying where you are, of staying where I have been at times, and sometimes still am. Can you agree? Yes. You know, that deep belief, that knowing, that reprogramming of our consciousness, it draws the circumstances to us. Whether it's a book, a talk, an experience, a film, whatever, somebody says something to us, or we learn a story of someone else. It comes to us and it moves us in a life-expansive way, a life-enhancing way. And that's how spirit works. It said it works by responding to corresponding. I'll say that again. It responds by corresponding. In other words, it creates by in accordance with our belief system. And that's important to know. You know, if and when you default, just be open to realizing you default and you've gone into an old pattern. Remember at that moment that there's another way to be. Sometimes when we're in the middle of something, we don't even know there's another way to be. That's why addictions are so appealing and so strong. We don't see that there's anything but that, whatever that is. You know, affirm that you are changing this moment. Affirm that you know something every moment. I found myself for a while saying, I don't know so much that by Friday I could have known a quarter of what I knew on Monday. Because Spirit doesn't take a joke. Really, Spirit doesn't take a joke. You know, affirm you are already what or where you want to be. Affirm it and know that it is unfolding moment by moment, even if you don't see it. Stay strong, stay in your faith. It is going to come to you through ordinary, everyday means. It does not have to happen in some, Jesus coming down from the sky and tapping us on the shoulder. There is no fairy that pops out of a bubble and taps us on the shoulder with a magic magic wand, and poof, we're running the 100-yard dash in 10 seconds. It's not going to happen that way. Maybe it can for some people. I'm not here to say what Spirit can or cannot do, because its Spirit is unlimited. But, it might start with a walk around the block, and then around your neighborhood. And you may even move up to running the Peachtree Road Race. Who knows? But you're not going to do it if you're not willing to at least buy a pair of walking shoes. Really. And besides, maybe running the 100-yard dash in 40 seconds is really good for me. It's what's good for us. It's not about someone else. I doubt Usain Bolt gets up and says, I wonder if Susan Zoller is going to outrace me today. I just don't think so. He is in no danger. But I know that I can be the best I can be. And it might take months to see your goal achieved. It might happen surprisingly quickly. But, treating for a great relationship may mean not marrying the Boopsie or Bobby of your dreams who you think is the greatest gift to humanity ever. You can force something that doesn't naturally flow, and then you get to deal with it. You may marry that Boopsie or Bobby, and then you may live to have to deal with it. It may feel like the highway to hell. Really. And yet it might not. There was a woman in a church some years back out west, and her husband of many years died, and she was in seeing their minister, and she was actually a New Thought person, and the minister was telling her all about the stages of grieving, that she was going to wake up nights crying, that she would have this happen and that happen, and it's all according to the model of what we know the everyday things are. And she told a New Thought minister, a religious science minister, I sat there and I listened to him and I thought, not for me. I loved him. He's gone. My life goes on. And she proceeded to have a great time. She did. I'm certain she missed him and she grieved. But you know something? What is true for everybody else does not have to be true for us. We can trust the process of prayer unfolding, of keeping faith and staying the distance, even when it feels futile, useless at times. There's a feeling perhaps coming up to point the way to us for greater faith and for greater patience. What if the budding athlete stops short of something and goes on a Twinkie binge? What then? Because I'm sure plenty of them have. Some of them have just practically starved themselves to get where they are, and suddenly they may just break down and do that. Well, okay, it's a moment-by-moment decision. How we choose to live in the next moment is new, and it is only that moment that counts. If you do a Twinkie binge of your own design, of whatever that is, when you finish it, you can choose something else. You can begin anew right that very moment. Because let's face it, me and Bobby McGee is an anthem to codependence. Freedom is not having nothing to lose. It's knowing that we choose, and that occurs every moment, and Spirit is always there responding. Freedom is knowing, as it was taught to me, that yesterday ended last night, and the present moment is right now, right here, and it's powerful. Freedom is knowing I am enough, I am smart enough, I am kind enough, I am good enough, and I have never been more powerful than I am right this moment. It's true for me and it's true for you. We always have equal access to the divine. We do. We just have to realize it. My spiritual power, your spiritual power is always there, ready to activate. So if our life's worth depends on the Bobby McGees of this world, whatever that for us is, whatever that is for us, it's going to be a rocky road. And when the road gets rocky, remember, having a rock and roll Janis Joplin life can be difficult, dangerous, and really unhealthy, even if it seems like fun at that moment. Having a rock and roll consciousness is a whole different matter. We can rock our minds with new ideas, new beliefs, new ways of being, new friends, maybe even coming to the Spiritual Center of Living of Atlanta, you know. I said SLCA. Now, you know, we can roll into a better experience. And when it flows, it flows. It's like just rolling in. We don't have to force things. If you have to force things, look and see what's going on. What do you need to know? What's a better idea? So, you know, God only says yes. Yes, we are kind enough. Yes, we are smart enough. And certainly we are important enough in whatever God's eyes take the form of. Absolutely. That 5-year-old who wanted a bigger life found out it wasn't in New York. It was in the divine. That grown-up 5-year-old now has traveled in South America, North America, Europe, and Asia, has lived in Hawaii and Greece. Get a greater God, I was taught. Get a greater God, a greater idea of what Spirit is and what our relationship is to it. What is our place in this world? And if necessary, pick a new theme song. I love me and Bobby McGee, but should you find yourself Bobby McGee and on down the road, remember, the road need not be rocky. It may be hilly, but it need not be strewn with rocks. And remember also, no matter what that song says about the singer, the Janis Joplin of that story, she was still playing a harpoon and she was singing. She had good. And think of it like this. You are a child of the divine. Let not your bandana be dirty. Thank you. You're kind, thank you. Would you take just a moment with me and relax? Just a moment to relax and close your eyes. Let your shoulders go down. Just breathe. The ideas and the words spoken here today by Reverend Avon, by me, by the music, by whatever you have heard that goes in you and sparks you to a greater experience, just let it in. Just breathe. Every second that we breathe, there are gazillions of reactions going on in our body we don't have to direct. There's a wisdom in there that does that. And that wisdom is always within us. Just breathe. That's in theos, enthused. It is in God. We are always in God. We are always in the act of breathing, even in the pause between breaths. So feel yourself and choose a greater idea right now, for whatever it is you would like to experience or experience more of. Because these are wonderful ideas. They are spiritual truth. And so it is.
Thank you, Reverend Susan. That was amazing. And thank you, Kathy. That was amazing poetry. This time, we want to acknowledge any first-time visitors. If this is your first time at SLCA, we invite you to stand so that we may welcome you. Our ushers are handing you a card. Inside is a personal note just for you. Welcome, welcome. And please join our welcome ambassador for fellowship in the lobby following the service. Thank you. Now, thanks to everyone for choosing the Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta as part of your celebration today. We welcome each of you in need of prayer to remain in the room for one-on-one prayer with a licensed practitioner. Now, practitioners will be available in both sides of the room and also in the back of the room. And let's go into our giving phase. As we enter our time into grateful giving, we wish to thank each of you and that faithfully give to SLCA. It is because of your contributions that we can continue to spread our message of oneness. If you were inspired by this message today, by Reverend Susan, by Kathy, by the treatment, please consider being a recurring pledger or give what is in your heart today. You can conveniently give on our website or text your gift to 404, and I think it's here on the board too, 404-800-9467. You may also give with a credit card and using our digital program with the QR code on the back of the seat in front of you or on the tables around the sanctuary. Our ushers will be walking you through shortly to receive your cash or check contributions. Please join me in saying our grateful giving affirmation. Ready? I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all that I share with life returns to me multiplied abundantly, and so it is. Thank you.
Thank you, Avon, and thanks to everybody who is well, let's put our hands together again for Reverend Susan Zoller. I just want to thank her again, and thanks to you for being here. As our ushers are coming forward to receive your gifts, I am grateful for this day, for the love we share, the life we make, and I give thanks for all the many ways that the love of God appears. Remember that song? Let's say it again. I am grateful for this day, for the love we share, the life you can stand if you want to. I give thanks for all the many ways that the love of God appears. And we want to wish you a wonderful weekend. We envision a world that works for everyone and for all of creation. We see all people, all beings as expressions of God. We see a world, that works for everyone. We envision a world that works for everyone and for all of creation. We see all people, all beings as expressions of God. We see a world that works everyone. So I want you to have a great weekend and say hello to one another. And for our newcomers, when we say treatment, we mean prayer. So if you feel like I could use some prayer today, come on and be with us. We have people who will take care of you in that way. Have a great weekend. We envision a world that works for everyone and for all of creation. We see all people, all beings as expressions of God. We see a world that works for everyone. We see a world that works for everyone. We see a world that works for everyone. Everyone, everyone.